What is the work of a publishing company?
The publishing company basically makes sure that you make money out of your music. Uh, Not just for so there's a master rights and then there's a publishing rights for an IP, a music IP. So the master rights is what is controlled by your record label. So the record label makes sure it's on Joy FM. When they play Joy FM, will pay royalties. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple Music. When it gets streamed, they get royalties. But then the publishing company now takes care of the intellectual property, whereby now we make sure if it's on TV or radio, if it's on these other places, the royalties that are paid to Gumroad, for example. So the royalties that I pay to Gumroad would have to go to your publishing company, and the publishing company would disburse it, right? So now you have to consider everybody who worked on a song, who wrote the song, who produced the song. Even sometimes you have a producer who will have session players coming to play guitars, to play saxophones. There's a lot of songs now that you hear like guitars and saxophones and stuff, and most of the time it wasn't played by the one who even produced the song. They probably got somebody else to come and do it. All these people have interest in that particular work, and these things can be clarified when it is on paper as split sheets. But nothing else, we don't document anything. We don't put anything on paper, and that's why Kwame Eugene will claim he wrote a song, and they said, oh, he never wrote it, or he didn't do something with it. But all these things are super important.
Seven, why do you think our artists aren't doing the right things? We've said this time and again. Why are they still making mistakes?
I think it's because, to me, I think artists are bound to make mistakes. Artists don't care much, but then they need to have people behind them, who would actually make sure these things are handled. So you're not just going for a manager who is your friend. You're looking for a manager who knows these things, who can actually put some of these things in perspective, or even hire like a third party to even make sure every song that you're on, every song that you're featured on, this actually happens. I've dealt with so many of these cases where I remember, a producer who I talked, he's in the north, he's in the northern region. He's worked with an artist down here, and he is thinking of charging X amount. The artist says, oh, don't charge X amount. I'll give you a percentage, a bigger percentage of publishing and even the master rights. Not knowing the artist has already taken an advance, which he has already spent. So that particular song might not see any revenue coming to both the artist both the artist and the producer in at least 3 to 5 years.
Wow.
This is Hits.